So it was my grandfather's dream that all of us should come together and come to the beautiful city of Mysore and do something for the people of Mysore. We have the biggest snow park in Karnataka here as well. So you've got your snow park, you've got your water park, you've got your amusement park. So it's an entire package that they can enjoy. So you've got safety, then you've got the entertainment aspect, and finally comes to the profitability aspect. Who is our customer? The customer is the youth. Where is the youth present? Snapchat. So then it makes sense for us to be there. But I always stress that marketing is who's your customer, what's his biggest problem, and how do I solve his problem. If AI can replace jobs, as in if it can take away mundane and boring jobs and give people interesting jobs, then it would make people's life itself better. If you start a business, in the first year you will learn more than anything that you have learned in your college. In all your years. Right? That's how business is. It's very confrontational. Motivation doesn't have to come from outside. Motivation is internal. Don't look for motivation outside, but look for inspiration everywhere. Successful people can be successful in so many different domains. It doesn't necessarily have to be that they know something particular. Somebody who's got tremendous empathy, because empathy makes you understand everybody around you. That's a truly superpower.
Hi everyone, this is Disha Dioxide and today I am here with Ashwin Dange, who is the director of GRS Fantasy Theme Park. Let's hear about his journey and his experiences. What inspired the creation of GRS Fantasy Park and what was the original vision behind it, sir?
So I'm a second generation entrepreneur, right? So I get all of these insights from my dad and from my uncles who started off this business. And 25 years back, my grandfather was in Mysore, and then my father is an engineer. He was in Bombay. No, by then he had actually moved to Mangalore, and he had a business of his own. He had a printing press. And I had two other uncles who were in different parts. So it was my grandfather's dream that all of us should come together and come to the beautiful city of Mysore and do something for the people of Mysore. And initially they thought of a lot of other businesses. But one fine day, one of my uncles had traveled to, I think, one of the other parks, one of the early parks he had traveled to. And he said, no, this is something we can do. So initially that idea was kind of dismissed. But later on, it took a life of its own. And that's how it happened. The initial vision, if you think about it, we opened in 1999. And, I remember those days, what used to happen was nobody knew what a water park was. Right? So when you said a water park, they said, okay, slides are there and then there is water. And then you could not communicate to people that from the slides you go into water. Right? And so the first ticket to GRS was 75 rupees. And I remember at that time our infrastructure and everything else was done in such a way that if 1,000 people come here on a day, it's a very successful day. Today, times have changed, and we say if we get 1,000 people on a day during the season, it's probably a bad day. Right? So that's how much it has changed. And today, technology is better, everything is better. And so from where we've come to where we are today is a huge journey.
Right. Wonderful, sir. I'm so glad this idea was not dismissed back then.
Yeah.
How has the park evolved over the years since its inception, sir?
Since its inception, we've come a long way today. Right? So from, as I said, we wanted 1,000 people in a day. And today there are days when we get about 6,000-7,000 people. So in every single way, it has to change. Your team has to evolve. Your infrastructure has to evolve, and just your mindset has to evolve to accommodate so many people. 7,000 people means it's like a huge Indian wedding. Right? So when we have 7,000 kids in the park, there are days when we will cook 800 kgs of rice. Right? And that's done by my F&B team, which is a big deal. And what has happened is, when I say infrastructure, there are small things like pathways. Today, when there are new park owners who come and set up, who want to set up, they'll come and they'll visit me. And the biggest thing that I tell them is, boss, focus on these things, focus on the amenities, focus on these things, because if they are there, nobody wants them, nobody wants a pathway. But if it's not there, that's the biggest problem in the world.
Right.
Like, for example, nobody wants roads in India. But if roads are not there, then that's the biggest problem in our life. Right? So that's what I always say. And things like your basics, no, if you take care of your basics, nobody comes for your ticketing, nobody comes for your change rooms, your toilets, your pathways, your basic amenities, nobody comes for these. But these are necessary for customers to have a great experience.
Right.
I always say that there are 4 main things that a customer wants when they come to an attraction like ours. The first one and the most important one is maja. Right? You should have a great time. We cater specifically to families. Right. So when it comes to families, the entire family should have a great time. So that's point number 1. Point number 2 is cleanliness and hygiene.
Right.
You want the place to be clean, and that's been our focus all these years. And so much so now it's become an even more important focus for us. We've brought in technology into cleanliness and hygiene as well, which maybe I can share with you later. And then the third point is that how do our staff take care of them? Right. So that's another, how is our customer interaction? How do we take care of them? So that's number 3. And the last one is food. If you take care of these 4, pretty much you're sure that your customers are happy, and that's the only reason why we are there. Right. So that's what happens. The main mission with which we started out, to be able to give back to Mysore, to be able to give back to the people, to be able to give some entertainment and joy and happiness, that has not gone away. But everything else around it has changed. Right. So all the, of course, over the 25 years, a lot of people have come and have gone. They've retired, and as an organization, we have grown. Started off with much lesser number of staff.
Right.
Today we are a huge army. Right. So that's how it is.
Wonderful, sir. What makes GRS Fantasy Park unique compared to other amusement parks in India, sir?
Yeah. So what makes us unique is multifold. One is just the location advantage.
Right.
So what happens is, because we are in the beautiful city of Mysore, when a school group comes in or when a family comes in, it's not just GRS that they get. Along with GRS, they will get the Mysore Palace, they will get the Chamundi Hills, they will get the zoo, they will get all of these other things as well. So that's one aspect, which is location, which is difficult to replicate, you might add. That's point number 1. Point number 2, we are purely catered towards the family. Our entire job is to make sure that the family is happy. Right? And when I say family, I mean family with children. This is what we focus on. So if you see our rides also, all our rides are catered to this family group, where let's say a preteen of something like an 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 standard child comes in, there should not come an occasion where he is not allowed on some ride.
Oh, right.
And we also have attractions where the entire family will go and enjoy. Your father will go, your mother will go, your grandparents might also come along, and your kids will also have a great time. So that family positioning is also something that has really worked for us. Another thing is, we have the biggest snow park in Karnataka here as well. So you've got your snow park, you've got your water park, you've got your amusement park. So it's an entire package that they can enjoy. So these are some of the things that we have done over time to kind of position ourselves as a place where, how do you stand out? How do you make it unique? Apart from this, once the customer comes in, honestly, I believe I have the best people. Right? I truly believe. If you go take a look at our Google reviews, if you go take a look at our customer happiness team insights, you will see that this is what we get constantly, that your staff are really great, that they take really great care of us. So these are the things that really set us apart, and these are the core principles and values which have really set us apart.
Wonderful. What are some key challenges you have faced in running a large-scale amusement park, and how do you tackle them, sir?
In an organization, you could clearly demarcate what are the different parts of the organization. So you've got one part which is your operations, then you've got another part which is your sales, then you've got marketing, and then you've got growth. So this is how I look at this. And over and above all of this is finance and maybe HR. All of that comes over and above, basically like your these are the support structures of the entire organization. Right? So we started off with operational challenges. So I say that running an amusement park is like running a city. Right? So everything that comes into a city comes here. You talk about anything, no, right? You want to talk about sewage, you want to talk about roadways, you want to talk about, except for maybe taking care of customers. That's something that we do really well. But everything else comes into this. And that's the fun part and the challenge of it. I don't necessarily look at things as challenges,
Right.
because at the end of the day, it's all a game, right? And you play any game and you kind of play to win it. There's not much, if you give too much significance to things, right, it becomes a little difficult to do.
Right.
So that's been my mindset and my outlook always. So I don't necessarily come across a challenge and go into my shell. I say, wow, nice, great, this is another game that I can play. So we were for a long time playing the game of operations,
Right.
handling a staff of 300, 400, 500 people. During the season, we will have about 500 staff, handling them, and 500 staff, imagine this. And I told you, customer happiness is the most important. Now, 499 people did an amazing job. Okay, they took really good care of the customers. We did a wonderful job. At the exit point, there was one security guard who spoke badly to the customer. Then the entire 499 goes to waste.
Right.
All the efforts that everybody else has put in goes to waste.
It ruins the experience.
Yeah, it ruins the experience, and that's not what the customer came here for.
Right.
Right? And so then in such a scenario, how do you overcome that? So today we've got a lot of systems and structures in place to be able to measure this. You will see, constantly within our park, we have a team. We call them the customer happiness team, or there is another team called the PET. It's called the park experience team. Their job is just to constantly go around and find bottlenecks and identify what is the issue of the customer. Every customer who visits the park gets a feedback message at the end of the day. So we have a system called as NPS, which is our Net Promoter Score, where the Net Promoter Score, what it tells is how many promoters do you have and how many detractors do you have. And we sit on this religiously like hawks every Monday. We are sitting on this, me and my team, studying what happened, what can we do better, what are the changes that we need to bring in, and this is a constant process. So operationally we had a large challenge, but today we are in a place where operationally we are doing really well, right? I get a feel, and as a business owner, no, you start getting that feel saying, I have some control over operations. I know what is happening. Right people are in the right place. You are starting to measure the right metrics, because of which behavior is also changing. Right. So you start seeing that. Now my big challenge has become, because operations is kind of taken care, now I have moved into the domain of sales. And sale happens not based on a lot of effort. Sale happens based on being able to communicate your value. Right. So how do you communicate your value to the customer? Because now you came here and you said, wow, this place is amazing. I didn't know like a place like this is there in Mysore. But the problem is we have this place, but we are not able to communicate it. So that's the challenge that we are working on today. And I heard that you're studying marketing, right? Yes, so a lot of people think marketing is digital marketing and how to run ads and which are the platforms to market on. But I always stress that marketing is who's your customer, what's his biggest problem, and how do I solve his problem. Right. If we can start focusing on these three questions, right, that's what we are doing right now as well with our different segments. Like for example, when it comes to school teachers, right, who's our customer? It's the school teacher of a school where there are 400 students. Now, what's their biggest problem to come to GRS? They're like, is it safe? Yes. Right? Is it safe? If my students come here, such a big area, will I be able to keep track of them? These are the problems. Now, if I'm able to tell them, boss, what are you saying? I have so many things that I do for safety. That's like my most important thing in my life. Right? More important than to you is to me that every customer who comes here is happy. Right? I've got 200 CCTV cameras. I've got, 35 lifeguards whom we train every week. We check if they are swimming every week. Right? We've got, specific staff who are going around checking if everybody is doing their things properly. So all of these insights that we have not been communicating it well. So right now, that's my biggest challenge. Right. And tell me one thing, your biggest challenge is always in the future.
True.
When you were in school, that was the biggest challenge, but that's not a challenge anymore. So it's just what is there up ahead. It looks like a challenge, but then as I told you, it's just a game, and then we play that well enough. So that's how it is.
So you started out as an engineer, right? So how did you transition from being an engineer to being such a successful businessman, I would say?
So evolution is constant, and you will not believe it, but then I'm constantly taking some course, studying somewhere.
Wow.
For the last couple of years, I think every week, 1 or 2 hours, I'm sitting in some program somewhere, And I did a business program in Delhi where I would travel to Delhi every month. I would go and I would sit in Delhi and sit with a lot of other like-minded business owners and just understand about how to scale, what are the things that we need to do, how do we bring in systems and automations in place. So that's something that I did. And then post that, we've been doing a lot of work on marketing and sales. In fact, there's a very fun thing that we do. We pick up a book. Like, for example, right now I told you marketing is something that I'm working on. So there's a beautiful book called The Immutable Laws of Marketing, 22 Immutable Laws of Marketing. So we picked up this book and we read a chapter and we sit and discuss on it with my team.
Oh, wow.
Right. So we pick a chapter and we sit and discuss, and
it's like a book club.
Yeah, book
but
club.
More for business.
Yes, right. and so what happens is that if you just read a book and get rid of it, there's no value.
Right.
But then this is like a workbook. So we go over that chapter and then we are like, okay, how do we apply this? What are the things that we can do? So that's so much fun for me as well. It's fun for the team. You kind of bring in new ideas, you bring in new perspectives, and this gives you openings to do a lot of things.
Right.
Apart from this, there's another large body of work that I have been associated with which is called the Landmark. So the Landmark Forum is a transformational program. So that is again something that I have taken up in order to be able to identify what are the blockages in my life, where are the places where I don't know that I have a problem.
Right.
Right. So I've been working on those. So I'm a constant learner is what you can say.
Wonderful, sir. How do you balance safety, entertainment and profitability in such a huge theme park, sir?
Safety is non-negotiable.
Right.
Right. So safety is the bottom line. I don't compete on safety. So if there is something great that I'm doing, everybody in the industry should know that we are doing this. Right. And safety is something that we share. I'm doing something that is amazingly good at my park in terms of safety, and I'm very happy to give it to you to make sure that your park is also safe. So safety is not something that we compete on. You will never hear us say a line like, we are the safest park. Right. So that will never come, and that's something that we discourage highly as well. Right. I am a part of our Indian Association of Amusement Parks and Industries.
Right.
And as the nodal body, this is what we kind of constantly communicate to our members as well. And we bring in a lot of safety initiatives, lot of things that we do. As the director of the association, it's like very vital for me that we should not be competing on safety. Right? So that's taken for granted that no, we have to be safe, and any incident that happens, any incident that happens anywhere hurts all of us.
Right.
Hurts the entire industry as a whole and hurts us personally as well. So that's not something that we do. Then comes the aspect of entertainment. How do you balance safety and entertainment, right? There is a fine line between safety and excitement. If you make it really safe, it becomes boring. And if you make it really exciting,
it becomes unsafe.
Yeah, it becomes a little more unsafe. But then that's the fine line, and customers know that fine line.
Right.
If you can stay on that fine line, no, it's amazing. They will have a great time. Everything will be good. So it's a nice curve. Right. So that's what the curve is, and we are experts at. We've been doing this for so long. So when we designed our new slide, we designed it. So the evolution of a design of a slide or an entertainment attraction is really nice. Right. First, we are like, okay, identify what the problem is. Okay, what is it that's missing in our park? What are the aspects that we can add? Which age group needs this? Now, once we finalize that, then we get into brainstorming, design. We've got a lot of vendors. We've got a lot of manufacturers. So we get in touch with them. We are like, okay, what can we do? What are the different things that are available? How can we tweak this for us? So we start doing that. Now, once that is done, once your design and other things are finalized, then we get into a whole load of testing. Before any human being goes on that ride, first of all, there is a lot of simulation testing which is done. Right. So you've got like from, let us say, a 30 kg person going on the tube to, let's say, a 120 kg person going on the tube. How is the tube going to behave? How is the slide going to behave? What's the coefficient of friction? How much water should be there? At what temperatures? How will the slide react? Everything is looked at.
Here your engineering degree plays, sir.
Yeah, I keep this aside sometimes, but then all of this plays up. And then once that is done, you've got certain modules which we've always had. Right. So when you take a look at our slides, it's a lot of different kinds of modules which are there. We know the modules which accelerate a tube. We know the modules which rotate a tube. We know all of that by now.
Right.
And now when you look at something like this, we are like, if you come up with a new module design, we will do only that module design. We'll manufacture it in the factory and you test only that module design with sandbag testing.
Right.
We fill sandbags with different kg weights to depict people. We tie it to the tube and then we do the test, and we have CCTV cameras all over. We are analyzing what is happening. Now all this happens in the factory and outside of here, and then one assembly happens there and the testing happens there on factory. Then all the material will come here, let's say from Mumbai or from some other country, all the material comes here and the installation happens. And now once the installation happens, again it's another 4-5 months of rigorous testing. We will do sandbag testing. We will do sandbag testing with different kg weights. Then we will start doing testing with low weight people. See, when the weight is low, what happens is that momentum is low. When momentum is low, danger is also low, and the likelihood of anything toppling or any other thing happening is very low.
Right.
In that scenario, what happens is there is a higher likelihood that somebody will get stuck in the slide. When I say the tube will get stuck in between and then you have to push it through. So there's no safety issue. So then we will progressively do higher weights. And if there are two weights, we will see, okay, heavier person in the front, lighter person at the back, lighter person in the front, heavier person in the back. All of this rigorous testing, we have Excel sheets, we've got cameras in 5 places. All of this happens. And then once all this happens, only then do we start allowing customers to go in. In fact, some of our new rides where there are weight restrictions, initially we will have a weighing scale there. We will say, no, check your weight. We write down the weight. What is the dynamics? If they move around, what happens? If they sit back, what happens? We test everything out because there should not be an element of doubt when it comes to safety.
Right, that's true.
So if you've got safety, then you've got the entertainment aspect, and finally comes to the profitability aspect.
Right.
Profitability is pure numbers, right? So you went from design, safety is design, then you went into entertainment, which is maybe my engineering degree that you talked about. Now we are getting into my business aspect of things. When it comes to finance, it's very clear, right? If you are able to, if you dumb it down, if you are able to make more money than you're spending,
right?
It's as basic as it comes. But then the question comes, you've got mainly two kinds of costs in the organization. You've got a fixed cost. I'm not talking in terms of accounting parlance.
Right.
I'm talking about in terms of my own parlance. You've got your fixed cost and then you've got a truly variable cost.
Right.
A truly variable cost means something where, let's say, for example, this jacket. I'm selling this jacket. In this case, it comes under the truly variable cost bracket because in the case of a truly variable cost, what you look at is the GP percentage. Right. So that's how you have to improve your GP percentage. If I'm selling a packet of biscuit, then there we don't have to necessarily reduce cost because it doesn't matter. But your GP percentage has to go up. Whereas when you look at utilities, when you look at all your other maintenance expenses, there we look at it as a fixed cost and we see how to reduce it.
Right.
We have made it such that every cost should be the responsibility of a person.
Right.
That's the only way to manage finances at a park scale. Because there's so many moving parts, so many things happening, constant maintenance, constant need for purchase, constant need for services. So in such a scenario, it's pretty much that, people take ownership of their things and take it forward. That's how we've been able to manage it.
We're standing in front of a very interesting slide, sir. Can I know the story behind this?
We came up with this slide very recently and we wanted to do something nice here. And that's when we were like, okay, what can we do? So we had tried out something similar inside our snow park.
Okay.
So when we were looking at that, it was a very small slide. But when we were looking at that, we said, okay, it would be nice if we could do something big. And we wanted to do it for those 7, 8, 9 standard students is what we wanted to do. Now the beauty of this slide is it's zero electricity and zero water.
Oh, wow.
Right? So there's no electricity and water. The slide itself has rollers on it.
Wow.
And that's how it happened. And the beautiful part of it is all of this work happened in the last 3-4 months while the park was running. Another big challenge in this project was that you can see all the trees around, all of these trees were planted by us. Wow. Right? So every single one of these trees were planted by us 25 years ago. Similarly, there were about 10-15 trees which were here. Right? Okay. So anytime new development has to happen, we have to lose some trees and then we feel very bad about it. And that's the biggest challenge that comes up. Right? So we come up with the drawings and all, and then my team tells me, these are the trees we have to lose. And I'm like, no, nothing doing. I can't lose these trees. right? Because I say building, so I will build in 6 months. You show me, you build this tree and show me. It is not possible.
It's not possible.
That's where my team came up with this idea that I told them. I said, "Hey, can we shift these trees?" Just as a whim, I told them. Now they went back, they studied and they looked for it. And I'll tell you, we replanted about 10 trees from here. We
Oh.
replanted 10 trees from here to the backside.
The
and
whole trees?
Whole trees.
Oh.
Entire setup came. There was a team from Bangalore who came. They made a root ball. They dug around. They lifted the tree. They dug another place. They put some fertilizer and other things. They went and planted it. And
Wow.
all 10 trees have survived.
Wow.
All 10 trees have survived, and these are honge trees.
Nice.
Yeah, right? And I'm a big tree and plant person. So when that happened, it was a great thing. And it was a lot of fun. After that, now with this slide, it's become a huge attraction amongst our customers. We've had a lot of other amusement parks also show a lot of interest in something like this.
Right.
So one of the challenges with this was, how do we make these panels UV safe? So when you put them outdoors, the rays of the sun fall on it, which is very harsh UV. So it discolors the modules.
Right.
So how do you make sure that these are UV safe or UV stable? So that's what we did. And if you look at the branding of this entire place as well, again, we looked at who's the customer that we are doing this for. We were doing this for preteens.
Right.
Then we were like, okay, what will they like? So I'll tell you a very fascinating thing of how we came up with the name of this. I got a bunch of 8-10 kids. They all came here. Construction was going on, including the design of this slide. I was like, okay, see, these are the designs that we have. What do you guys like? Okay, you like this, you like this, you like this. And then that's how we finalized the design. And the name of the slide was also finalized by them. So their parents were there, kids were there, having a long discussion. Maybe I'll share the photos with you, with these kids. So insightful, I can't believe. So we started with, I initially thought the slide should be called Rainbow Slide.
Oh, okay.
Okay, because why? I have a 3-year-old son and my son keeps talking about rainbows.
Okay.
Right? So, but you see, the slide is designed for a 8-10-year-old and the name is designed for a 3-year-old.
Yeah.
And it's a full mismatch,
True.
right? So it's a pure, again, a game in marketing and branding and positioning itself. So then we were talking to these kids and they came up with so many names. We'll call it this, we'll call it that. Then we said, oh, it looks like, then there was one girl who said, see, it looks like waves. At that time, only the civil construction was done.
Okay.
They said, it looks like waves, so waves should come in that. And it's next to the wave pool. I was like, okay, great. I said, okay, how can we make this better? We can't just call it wave slide. They said, we should call it crazy waves. They said, we should call it, then somebody else said, we should call it super waves. I was like, great. Do you guys like super waves or crazy waves? No, we like super waves. Right. So that's how the name Super Waves came. For the first time, we tried this sci-fi branding as well. Right.
Okay.
So this is the only place in the park where we've got this sci-fi branding and the Super Waves theme and the slide. So what we had initially to what finally evolved was a beautiful exercise in marketing.
Speaking of marketing, sir, what role did it play in attracting customers to this place, including this slide?
Marketing, as I look at it, is not only in terms of where you market. Right. So, for example, you've got your lot of times I used to also think, or maybe this is what is my thinking. I used to think marketing means digital marketing and being on Google and Facebook, putting posts up and all of that. But as my understanding and evolution of marketing has evolved and has grown with a lot of studying and a lot of research and understanding that I have done, I see that mainly all of marketing comes down to who's your customer, what is their problem, and how do you solve their problem.
Right.
And we have long sessions with my team. Entire team will be sitting, I will be sitting in the conference hall, and we have a session called UTC, which is understanding the customer.
Wow.
So in the understanding the customer session, we answer questions. What is the biggest problem of a school teacher? Why will the school teacher not want to bring their kids? When you go to a school, who is the one that will stop us from talking to the principal? So we've got these kinds of questions that we are constantly answering. Then then when it comes to our general customers, we are saying, okay, what do the kids really want? One of the points which came up was when we were doing all this exercise, they really want junk food.
Oh.
Right? We got about 5-6 parents and we got about 8 kids, all of them sitting in our conference hall, and we are just trying to talk to them. What is the psychology of these kids? What do they really want? What do parents really want? What is your problem that we can solve? So we go back and forth. We have a whole bunch of questions like what you do, and we are like, okay, when they want to go out on a vacation, where do they want to go? Then just understanding the psychology of that standard students, who do they look up to when they want to purchase something,
Right.
and how do you reach them? So now once you understand who's your customer, what's their biggest problem, and how do you solve it, then the next question comes, where do you find them?
Right.
Right. So that's what now in the where do you find them, you might get digital marketing, you might get GMB, you might get SEO, online reputation, you might get all of these other things which come, or maybe offline, so
Right.
traditional, your radio, this, that, and all of that might come around. So that's how we did. See, one of the biggest insights that we had was, we've got GRS Fantasy Park, we've got GRS Snow Park, and we've got GRS Up Down. For a long time, we had this problem, how do we market all of these together?
Right.
So while going deeper and deeper into marketing and understanding the customer, one thing that we realized was GRS Fantasy Park is of course a family based attraction, but it's a pre-planned attraction.
Right.
Meaning a customer who's coming to GRS, he's not coming to Mysore. Let's say somebody is from Bangalore, he's not coming to Mysore and then decided to come to GRS. The reason for that is you have to spend an entire day here.
Right.
You have to carry your clothes. It's a big investment of time.
Right.
But the contrary is true. If anybody is coming to GRS, they want to come to GRS, and along with that they will go somewhere else.
Right.
So that was about GRS. Now when it came to Snow Park, we saw Snow Park is an impulse purchase. I have 2 hours, I don't want to miss something in Mysore. I have come to Mysore, I don't want to miss something in Mysore, so I want to go to the Snow Park. Then comes Up Down. Up Down is a purely youth attraction. So in the case of the youth, you are well planned, right? You know where you want to go, you have taken a look at it on the map. So in the case of the youth, so now that we understand this, then we are like, how do we reach them? So when it came to the water park, it was that, okay, we need to market outside.
Right.
We need to market in Bangalore. So when you take a look at our newspaper ads and all, we do it only in for the water park. We don't do it necessarily for the snow park, or we will do water park plus snow park because that's a bundle, right? So we will do that. We will never do snow park marketing in Bangalore. It doesn't make sense. Then when it comes to snow park, we say, okay, people are in Mysore and we need to catch them. So you will see, if I have auto ads, they will mostly be snow park. Because why? A water park ad on the back of the auto will not work, because they have already planned what they are going to do. They will not come here, right? So your auto ad comes. If you see my hoardings on Mysore Bangalore road, it's again snow park. Because why? I am going to Mysore. Your Mysore trip will be incomplete if you don't go to GRS Snow Park. Okay, and then when it comes to Up Down, I am there on Instagram and there on all of these other platforms where all the youth are there. And in fact, we are there on Snapchat only for Up Down. We are not there for water park and snow park.
Wow.
Last week we had 20 conversions from Snapchat.
Wow.
Right.
I didn't expect that.
Yeah, because where did this come from? This came from the fact that when we talk about marketing and we say, who is our customer? The customer is the youth. Where is the youth present? Snapchat. So then it makes sense for us to be there.
Right.
So it's such a logical and easy way of doing things. The other way of doing things, is that you go on social media and you see, oh, what is this guy doing? He's putting posts. I will also put posts. Oh, what is it? He's doing ads. Oh, this much offer. Oh, I will also run an offer. Somebody else is doing something. I will also do that. So in that sense, you can't necessarily stand out because you are always trying to catch up to somebody.
Right.
If you can make it in the framework of PIS, which is problem, impact, solution. So he's got a problem. What's the impact of that problem and how do we give the solution? Then that message becomes much more impactful. So this is the framework that we are working on right now for our marketing and all of it. Of course, marketing, as I understand, it's not a one-off thing. You do something and you let go of it. It's not that. It's an evolution, right? So every 15 days, things change.
True.
The message which was impactful 15 days ago doesn't have any more value today. There's no conversions happening. There is no ROAS on that. So it's a constant state of evolution and experimentation.
How has technology impacted all your systems and processes? And has AI had any impact on your business, sir?
Awesome. I love this question. I'm a technology guy. I was a computer science engineer for a long time. Loved computers, loved programming, loved all of it. Had a great stint in software as well.
Right.
And after that, the bug for starting something on my own came up, and that's how I kind of got out of software. But if you see today, our park is fully RFID enabled. So from the point in time when a customer enters, they can use their band to, like they need a band to tap on the flap barriers to enter. And then once they come in, then your lockers, money, food, everything is loaded on the band. So even the lockers are operated with that. They don't have to carry cash anywhere. Everywhere they go, they use the band. All places are accessible. Let's say they come to the water park, they want to go to the snow park, again it's using the band. So the entire park is connected via optical fiber cables.
Wow.
And it's just everything is handled like that. And another thing is all our processes are tech first. What I mean by that is my technicians, when they have to do a repair, they get a notification on their mobile phone that this work is there, that somebody has raised a ticket, and then they go in and they solve that problem. And once they solve that problem, then it goes to their manager for verification, and the manager gives them a score. Every week, all my technicians and everybody, I talk to them once and I show them their score. Your quality score was so and so. So we do our quality scoring and all of that in terms of negatives. So we say that you have a minus 20 score. Minus 20 means that 20% of your, minus 20 means you got 80% right. That's what it means. But we use something called as the missing tile syndrome. For example, in your house, you built your entire house and you've laid 1000 square feet of tiles. And at the entrance, one tile is missing. These 1000 square feet, beautifully you've laid it. Okay, one tile is missing. Everybody who comes to your house
will point the tile.
Will be like, hey, why is this tile missing? Nobody will talk about the 1000 amazing tiles. Right. They will say, why is that one tile missing?
True.
Right. So the negative scoring actually helps us focus on what is not getting done and helps us improve. And so that's what we do. We do a organization-wide negative scoring we have for all of these parameters and all of that.
It's very unique, sir.
Oh, it's. I would love to show you my system. It's really a lot of fun. Right. So that's how we are technologically enabled. Now, when it comes to AI, we've been doing some amazing work. Like, for example, I talked about marketing, right? So now I told you some insights like, no, families are my customers. And, I say that our demographic is middle class and middle upper class. Now, if you say middle and middle upper is what we are targeting, then the question comes, are we getting those customers? Now, if we are getting those customers, how do you identify them?
True.
If I get 1000 people here, how many were middle, how many were middle upper, how many were upper, how do you tell? So one great way of identifying is what cars do they drive, right? So one nice way of saying is what cars do they drive. So we've got an AI based system which captures all the cars, and I get a dashboard once a week which says how much percentage is which segment. And this insight automatically goes to my marketing team as well. So every week they look at this and they are like, okay, which segment are we targeting? Is the targeting going right? Are we targeting the right people? So that's something that we've done with AI. Another big thing that we've done with AI is we have a lot of telecallers. We get incoming calls. We do a lot of outgoing calls to schools and leads and all of that. So all of my call recordings are transcribed and evaluated by AI. So we have got 4 parameters across which we evaluate. Were they smiling? Was their answer to the point? Another thing is, did they listen? Right. So we used to call them telecalling team, but there's this running joke that in the last 1 month, I've changed their name to tele-listeners. Because I would constantly tell them, guys, you're really good. You don't have to tell all the answers in the book to everybody. Just answer them what they want. No.
Right.
Right. So we check what is their clarity of listening, clarity of answering. Are they smiling? And I think correctness of answer. Some 4 parameters we check on. So this data goes to AI, and then we review what is happening. Apart from this, another thing that we do is we get a lot of reviews coming in. So what happens is all our reviews go to the AI, and then the AI tells us saying what. Then the AI tells the team saying what are the 4 questions to ask, which will give us deep insights from the customer.
Oh, okay.
And then we do a lot of data analysis with AI. We get a lot of NPS ratings and all. We see at what time of the day was our rating high, what time of the day was our rating low. If they take 2 parks, how is the rating? If they take 2 parks plus food, how is the rating? Probably I would need like a proper data analyst to do this, but then we use AI for this. There's something else that we do with AI. We've been doing a lot of things. We do counting with AI, like number of people who have entered the park. We do. We look at crowd management with AI. Where are people aggregating? So we have got about 200 CCTV cameras across the park. So this feed goes to AI and we are like, okay, which area is it aggregating? Where are the bottlenecks? How do we solve this? So on many fronts, we have started using AI specifically. Apart from that, of course, the team uses it for their emails, this, that. Communication is generally easier with that. But yeah, apart from that, apart from the easy use cases, we've been integrating our systems and our APIs into ChatGPT and other platforms to make this happen.
So then what's your opinion about this whole fear of AI replacing jobs that came about when ChatGPT's potential was realized?
I think the answer is in your question, right? If AI can replace jobs, as in if it can take away mundane and boring jobs and give people interesting jobs, then it would make people's life itself better. True. There is no doubt in my mind that AI is a boon. Like for example, we had very smart people in the team who could not communicate via email because their English was not that strong.
Right.
But today, because of AI, what has happened is they are able to communicate. We buy, like this ride is from Italy, right? So now when we had to purchase spares from Italy, my team used to find it difficult. Today they go into ChatGPT, they tell what is it that they want, they get the excerpt and then they do it. I don't necessarily think your physical jobs are going to go away, like your construction jobs or your amusement park job as well is going to go away. But then maybe it will help software become faster, software dev become faster, lot of things will become faster. And we've seen this when banking was there and when core banking came in, they said, oh, all people will lose jobs. But then it didn't happen. Just banking sped up, development sped up, growth sped up. And if growth speeds up, everybody becomes better off, right? If everybody starts earning money more, right, it's good for everyone. So AI is a net positive is what I feel, and all of us should invest time in learning AI. Like for example, I remember, listening to a lot of older people when computers came in. They said, I never used computers, but then I took effort to learn computers. And then the mobiles came in, and then they said, like my grandfather, he's 90 plus, right? So, and he said, oh, see, I use my mobile for this. So he's learned it. Similarly, you can use ChatGPT and you can use all these basic things you can easily learn and you can become proficient at it. I think it'll put you at a disadvantage if you don't know today.
When did the turning point towards your success happen for you, sir?
So as a second generation entrepreneur, when I came in, I was very clear that I had to keep up the legacy of what my father and my uncles had created. And that was always on the top of my mind. Right. And so I always said, I have to be the hardest working person in the room. Right. So I had to kind of earn my own respect and I had to work very hard. And I came from having started my own business. So initially when I got out of college, I had it in my head that I wanted to start something. Fortunately or unfortunately, fortunately itself, I got a job in a company in Bangalore. So it was placement, and the second job which came to my campus, I went there, we started discussing something else, and then somehow ended up being the only person in Mysore who got that job. So I ended up joining that company and I had a great time. It was software, so writing code and just enjoying the camaraderie of all the people around me. I had a really great time. And at that time there's no necessarily thinking of success as such because you're very young. And then after that I said I wanted to start something on my own. And before that I wanted to give my MBA. So gave all these exams and got into premier colleges in India. And I said, and then I went and told my father, Anna, yes, I've got a job. Yes, I've got a seat and we've paid the fee as well, but I don't want to go. Because I realized somewhere along the way that an MBA would make me eligible to be a manager in a big organization. But my dream was always to start something on my own.
Right. So
that's when I kind of rescinded my my application. And then I went on to start initially I started an organization, a company called as DigiPulse. So DigiPulse was into customer pulse, like it would understand what is the feedback of the customer on ground. So we had physical stations where you could give your feedback and all of that. So we were doing that, and then this other idea came that we should start an ice cream store. Right, and so that's how that journey of Sweet and Swirl ice creams came up. I was working with my partner Manu, and At one point, we had 6 stores. We had 3 in Mysore and 3 in Bangalore. In Bangalore, we had in Kormangala, Hanuman Nagar, and Malleshwaram.
Wow.
So we were doing that, and
are they still there, sir?
no, we've shut them down.
Okay.
And what happened, even at that point, I didn't think I was successful because it was a grind. It was a lot of grind. It was a lot of hard work. I still do think nowadays, saying if I had to redo it, how would I redo it? I would probably do it very differently to what I did it back then.
Right.
Everything was a learning, and you are in business learning, right? So if you start a business, in the first year you will learn more than anything that you have learned in your college. In all your years, right? That's how business is. It's very confrontational, and when business doesn't work, right, you start facing the fact that it's not worked only because of you and nothing else. Right? There's no other reason that you can give for why you're not able to pay salaries or why a month is not good. So you have to face that fact. And after that, I got a steel resolve, right? Saying, no, I'm going to make sure that I have to succeed. So, and that's when I think I really started putting in a lot more effort, lot more discipline, lot more focus. And incidentally, at about that time, GRS also needed GRS needed me in a sense, and I also needed GRS. So we started doing a lot of things here while my stores were running and GRS was running. And then the efforts and outcomes at GRS were much larger. Right. So somehow that took more effort, and that's how it kind of went ahead. So once I came into GRS, as such, I didn't have a problem working very hard. So I would come in really early in the morning and go home really late at night. In terms of success, again, it's very difficult to answer. When did you realize that you were successful? I still don't. So that's the simple answer.
Wonderful, sir. And what is the story behind this gorilla, sir?
Oh, amazing!
It was made with intent. So
yeah. So I'll tell you. So this gorilla is 25 years old.
Oh,
right?
Okay.
So this gorilla was somewhere far inside the park.
Okay.
And for a long time, he was visible because all these trees were not there. And then all these trees grew up and he kind of went into the shadows. So I think just around COVID, I said, oh, gorilla, he's not visible. So we'll do something, we'll shift him. And for the first time, so I get all these ideas, right? For the first time, I was like, no, we will shift him during COVID. And then we got 2 huge cranes. He weighs like 30 tons.
Oh,
so we had 2 huge cranes and one full team who came and who shifted him to this corner.
Okay.
Right, and then all work kept going around him. This change room was not there at that time, and this cafe was also not there. And we had a requirement for a change room in the center of the park. So the change room came. He was still there. He was still looking at everything. He was still there on his own. And then what happened? We said we will do the cafe. And when we started doing the cafe, it looked like he was coming in the way because we've got a new pathway there. He was coming in the way. And so then my team kept saying, no, sir, it's not going to work. We're going to shift him out and all of that. Initially, it was called the GRS Cafe. This cafe was called the GRS Cafe. Then one fine day in my sleep, I was like, okay, this gorilla, it was a gorilla of a problem. What to do about him, where to move him, where to shift him. And suddenly this thought came that when you have problems, you have to embrace them. So I told my architect, I said, I think we should make it Gorilla Cafe.
Oh.
And then what I did to convince him, I went on ChatGPT and I generated like images of gorilla cafes. I said, we have a gorilla, I want you to include him in it, and I want a gorilla cafe. And it generated a lot of images. And then I sent it to him. Then he said, okay, let me think about it. And then my project head was also there. Girish was there. And he said, okay, let me think about it. And then they came back with the costing. They said it's going to cost us some 10 lakh rupees more for all of this.
Oh.
I said, hey, boss, don't want. Why? Anyways, we are spending so much. I don't want that. Let it be. No, we'll put him somewhere else. It's fine. Now, by then, they were so sold on this idea.
That they wanted to
do it. They were like, no, we have to do it. Because before that, I had told them saying, see, you're just doing a cafe. Anybody can do a cafe, but who can do a gorilla cafe? If anybody wants to do a gorilla cafe also, they can't do it. So now they are sold. So now they are selling me back. They are like, no, we have to do it. We will do something. And so then my architect worked on reducing the cost. Then he worked on reducing the cost. Overall, I think we spent 6-8 lakh rupees extra. But it ended up being the Gorilla Cafe. The gorilla got the place that it deserves. And today he's become a mascot and an icon. and a lot of people stand with him and get pictures clicked.
Pictures, wow.
He was, I think, red in color initially, then he became brown. Today he's the black cafe to match the vibes of the cafe.
Wow.
And this cafe has done very well for us. And I'm a stickler for numbers, right? So we began with about 10 rupees per customer, and today we stand at about 30-35 rupees per customer.
Wow.
From this. And so in a matter of, I think, 6 months, we were able to recover the
entire cost of this. Wow.
Cost and his cost also. This fellow's cost also we recovered. So
wow, that's
yeah.
amazing. Does this legend have a name, sir?
No.
Not yet?
Not yet. Should we, right? We should, right?
It would be very funny if you named him Gorilla, sir.
Yeah, I know. It would be very lame and it would be very lazy. I should call him something else. Yeah, so why don't you ask your student friends for a name for Gorilla?
Please comment in the comment section a name for the Gorilla.
Yeah, whoever gives us a nice name, we will name him that.
Yes, sir,
we will remove that GRS placard and we'll put his name there.
Yeah. Wonderful, sir.
Done.
What or who was your biggest motivation, sir?
My biggest inspiration when I think back, I think was my father. Right, so I always saw my father, who was a very hardworking person, who was very diligent, very righteous, as in always made, and very selfless. I can't believe the kind of selflessness that my father had in today's world. I've got so many clear occasions where he kind of put other people in front of him. Right, so that's very uncommon and very rare in today's world. So for me to be also selfless, is not something that I created.
Right.
This is as easy as me just copying what he is and just being able to live up to it. And so it's very clear that he's my inspiration, and he's always been, and I've always looked up to him for all that he has done. In the last few years, I've tried to be my own person as well, because one is that you try and be like somebody else, but then I see what are the strengths that I've had. I've discovered what are my strengths, but that doesn't in any way reduce my inspiration and my motivation, which I got from him. I wouldn't say motivation. I think motivation is internal. Motivation is like something that you generate, right? If you are not motivated,
you can't do anything.
No. If you're not motivated, you can. You know what you can do? You can get motivated.
Right.
Right. If you're not motivated, very simple, you get motivated. Right. And you take actions even when you don't want them to. Right. The guy who goes to the gym, there are days when he doesn't want to, but even then he's taking action. So actions speak louder than everything else. Actions speak louder than your own thoughts. Actions speak louder than your own feelings. So motivation is generated. Motivation doesn't have to come from outside. Motivation is internal. Don't look for motivation outside, but look for inspiration everywhere. Right. Right now as well with you, I am doing all this. I'm like really inspired to go back and do my LinkedIn. Right. I want to do my LinkedIn is something that I've thought for such a long time. I'm thinking, 19-year-old who's doing such a fabulous job of all of this. Why am I not doing? Right. I should be going back and doing. So if you can find inspiration constantly around you, you are in a good place. Gives you ideas, gives you access for doing new things. It's good. But if you don't have motivation, you should not have reasons. Oh, I don't have motivation. I need somebody to come from outside and give me motivation. It's not the case. Generate your motivation. Generate your motivation. Make your motivation happen. Make it generate from inside. And then make it happen and go on with the world. So I think that would be the thing.
What is the best advice someone gave you, sir?
I have this huge issue with advice.
Oh.
Because I'll tell you what. You don't want it and you are given that. So you never accept it. Let's say, for example, your father tells you stand up straight or leave your hand. You don't want that advice. It's forced on you. Right? So advice, says there's a beautiful book called Advice Trap and Coaching Habit by Michael Bunge's trainer. And I was also in this mode where I would give advice all the time. And I was in the past, I was in this mode where I would take advice all the time. Especially when you're not confident about what you're doing, you go around asking for advice. And the thing is, advice is always given from not your space, but from their space. For example, if you ask me for advice, I will give it to you from my space. Might not be relevant to you. So one of the biggest things that has helped me is not to go around asking for advice. Right? To be able to kind of take decisions, and everybody will tell you. Everybody around, at least all your successful people tell you, and It's not yet a part of me, but I'm trying to make it a part of me, that there is no right and wrong decision. You take the decision and then you make it right.
Right.
And what happens is, a lot of times I would go around constantly trying to, because I'm not able to convince myself, I would look for somebody else to do the hard work.
Right.
I am not able to decide what college I want to go to, so I wanted somebody else to do the hard work for me, and that's where I would look for advice. And so advice inherently is a problem. Even in the organization, no, I call some team, they are not doing something, I give them advice. They don't want that advice. It doesn't go in as well. So unsolicited advice, I don't think has any value at all in today's world. And all young people are very smart, man. I mean, you are so smart. You don't need all of this. I always say, no, in the shade of a big tree, a small tree can't grow. How to grow a small tree? Give it space, then it grows.
Right.
And so you have trust on young people. And instead of advice, no, I love asking questions. Like if you ask me, right, which college should I go to? Then I will ask you, yeah, correct, but what college do you think you should go to? So that gets your mind thinking. You start giving your own advice and you know your answers. It's just that you're not able to get to the answer. That's the I don't know if it's a good answer or not to your question, but it's a different answer. I have this thing about advice. And if anybody out there, especially in leadership or in life as well, read these two books, right? Advice Trap and Coaching Habit by Michael Bunge's trainer. Beautiful, amazing, life-changing books.
What 3 skills would you say are extremely invaluable in today's world?
I think first of all, we are asking the question, we are asking for the answer at minus 10 degrees centigrade.
Yes,
so
inside the snow park.
Yeah, welcome to our snow park. 3 skills, I would say the number one most important is intent. Right? So if I find somebody who's got the intent, then I know that they will be able to learn and they will be able to do whatever they want. Right? So I have seen that successful people can be successful in so many different domains. It doesn't necessarily have to be that they know something particular. Like for example, you don't know AI, but you have the intent, then you learn AI. You don't know something and you have the intent, you learn it out. And I've seen this over and over and over again. People who have intent, right, go far beyond people who don't. So that's something that I look for. And I think second most important thing that I look for is, do they actually have the need? Right? So that's a very basic thing, but it plays a huge role. Intent, need, and then lastly is values. Right? I have a very simple line of how to define values. I say, I don't lie to you and you don't lie to me. If ever we break this, then there is no way to work with each other anymore, because then there is no trust. Right? So these are more important than skills, I would say, are these. Skills, I would rather say in terms of specific jobs. Let's say I'm hiring for somewhere in software, then I will look for somebody who's got a skill there. But I think broadly, when I'm hiring across the board, these are few things that we kind of look for. We look for in terms of values, we look for in terms of intent and in terms of need. And so if we are able to get this right, no, this is the foundation. When you're building a house, you can build whatever house you want, but if your foundation is not there, no matter what house you build, it doesn't matter. And generally also what happens is that these 3 things are the most difficult to catch in a one-on-one conversation. It's very difficult to catch because values are not taught in the office. Values are taught at home. Right? I can't teach you to be truthful in the office. You should have gotten it from your house. And if you've not gotten it from your house, then of course you can always work on it. But then you should want to work on it.
Again, the intention.
Yeah, all of that is there. And so that's where we stand today.
How important was networking in your career, and how can students build their own networks, sir?
See, I've always heard that networking is really important. Right? For a really long time, I was an introvert and I could not talk to people. Right? And I was just not able to go beyond myself. I would always be like, what will they think of me? What will they say of me? All of this used to go on. But it's only in the last few years, I've started realizing the value of this and, going beyond my mind. See, the mind, is the mind of a prehistoric man who's trying to survive and who's trying to live. And, the mind is thinking that a lion is coming, but it's actually not a lion. It's another person in the front. But the mind thinks it's a lion. Right? So now I have to tell my mind saying, hey, mind, keep quiet, let me go talk to that person. And that has really helped a lot, right? With my friendships, with my friends, a lot of these acquaintances where I've just been able to go up and talk to them.
Right.
And you will see that with industry people and all of them love talking to students. Actually, industry people love talking. They want to just keep talking all the time, right? So when there is somebody who's ready to listen, right, they'll love to talk. So networking, specifically if you're a student, just go up to them and just ask some questions, and then they will take it forward from there. Yes, it's very important. I would say it's very important. I was not great at it for a long time. I don't think I'm really good at it right now as well, but effort though is there. Intention and the effort is there. I am trying to build people around me, to know more people. So that's something that I'm constantly doing, and I understand the value of it.
Now we'll move on to the rapid fire questions, sir. What is your favorite food? Sir, you should not think for this, sir.
Fruits.
Okay. If you could trade places with anyone for a day, who would it be and why, sir?
Oh God. Put me on the spot with all this. I honestly, I wouldn't want to. I'm happy with who I am.
Wonderful, sir. If you could be a superhero, who would you be, sir?
I would be somebody who's got tremendous empathy. Because empathy makes you understand everybody around you. That's a truly superpower.
Wonderful, sir. If you could have dinner with a celebrity, who would it be and what do you like about it?
Shah Rukh Khan.
Oh.
Shah Rukh Khan for sure. I've always looked up to him. Big businessman, done great things, great ideals, and somebody that, not for the movies necessarily, but for the person that he has been.
Wonderful. What kind of music do you listen to, sir?
I listen to a lot of music, but right now I'm listening to Cocomelon. Oh. And if you open my Spotify, last year's top played songs, it's all my son's songs that we used to make him sleep, or Cocomelon or whatever. My life is entirely run by my darling son, and I have no complaints, zero complaints whatsoever. But if not, I would listen to everything. Right? I would find inspiration everywhere. But right now, it's a lot of fun.
Wonderful, sir. What's your favorite childhood memory, sir?
So when we were small in Mangalore, we would go out and play in the rain. So that was a lot of fun. That's what I can remember. Me and my sister would go out and play in the rain. And my mother was the sort of person who said, no, go and play, nothing's going to happen. Oh, so that's what comes to mind.
Wonderful. Did you ever get sick, sir?
Mangalore, you don't fall sick.
Oh,
that's the beauty of it. Mangalore rains, you don't fall sick. It's only Mysore rains that you fall sick. So now when we send my son out, I say go with full bravery, but I know that next day he's going to have a running nose. Mangalore has got some magical abilities. When my son and others, like my wife or somebody, has got a cold and we go to Mangalore, it gets better.
Wow.
I don't know what it is. So that's a hot tip for all young people.
Get if at all in the rain in Mysore and then go to Mangalore. Correct. What's one thing you're still learning in your field, sir?
I'm constantly learning, right? I'm constantly learning. Right now, I'm learning marketing.
Wow. Thank you, sir, so much for giving the time of your day and showing me all of this park. And I think I learned a lot from your perspective, which is pretty different compared to the industry leaders I've met so far. So thank you so much for your time, sir.
Thank you so much. It was so much fun. I take away a lot of inspiration from, having met you and gone through this with you.
I'm honored, sir.
Yeah, you've been so smart and confident with everything that you've done. And, I also want to go ahead and create some content of my own. I don't know if it's possible or when, but I really take you as an inspiration to take that forward. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I'm honored. Thank you for watching.